put yourselves in our shoes, for God's sakes. Your family's in danger because of the work that your father did, for this country. And now this country is not helping your family. How would you, it's like I would ask them, how would you guys feel?
Despite months of paperwork and pleas, around 40 of Joe's family members remain in hiding in Afghanistan, out of fear of the Taliban killing his family in retaliation for seeing him talk with an American journalist. We've changed his name and hidden his identity.
If they remain there, what are your guys' concerns? What's your family concern?
The biggest concern is if somebody rats out where they're at, because they will go there in a heartbeat. The Taliban is one of the strongest criminal organizations you can think of.
Tonight, the Taliban taking Kabul, Afghanistan's capital and last government stronghold.
They're very scared every day because they're like walking on eggshells. One little crack is all it takes.
Joe's father worked as a cultural advisor and translator with the U.S. troops for over a decade, and it's been no easy gig.
He got shot and almost blown up, saving 4 or 5 American soldiers.
But perhaps the biggest sacrifice was the target his job put on his family's back.
And before he even accepted the job, he let them know that, hey, if my family like in Afghanistan is in trouble because of me, because I work with you guys, can you guys help them? And they said, yes, of course.
A promise unkept.
Kind of like, wow, whatever happened to this country's integrity?
While Joe's immediate family resides in the U.S., extended family members, including his fiancée, are trapped in what has become a critically dangerous situation, especially because they all also assisted the United States.
All those 40 so applicants, all the adults there, worked with the U.S. in some way or form.
Joe started the application process for his family members months before the U.S. fully pulled out of Afghanistan.
They're already so deep into the visa process because of how earlier we've filed.
But when chaos arose, all progress and communication for their applications went silent.
Everyone's so freaking quiet. Nobody wants to talk.
He's not alone. U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services says they usually receive around 2,000 humanitarian parole applications each year. Of those, between 500 and 700 are approved. Since July 1st, they said they've received more than 40,000 applications filed nationwide. 930 have been denied, 160 have been conditionally approved. That means that less than 0.5% have been approved. Meanwhile, thousands, fearful for their lives, are left waiting.
I started filing in early September and haven't heard back on those.
Hannah Bickhoff is a volunteer with NorCal Resist.
NorCal Resist is really based on the principles of working in collaboration with communities to address whatever needs are presenting.
Her team has helped file hundreds of applications for Afghans in Northern California, many who recently arrived with special immigration visas and are now seeking humanitarian parole for family members left behind.
So there's quite a large community of individuals there who may not have been able to leave when the U.S. left or prior and are newly targeted.
Filing these types of applications is no easy task.
Each application costs $575.
For someone like Joe trying to get 40 family members here, that estimates to $23,000. And after you pay, all you can do is pray.
What we'll see is your case is received, and sometimes your fee waiver is approved. Other than that, there's been nothing.
For months, there's been no response to any of the applications she's filed. And then
I got my first set of denials last week.
The denials were for a family that she says had a strong application.
They've fled their house in Afghanistan because Taliban came to their door and said, we're going to kill you.
Citizenship and Immigration Services require proof that applicants' lives are severely at risk.
Even though we provided every single document and a declaration explaining this, and it really begs the question is, if you're fleeing for your life, what type of documentation are you even going to have to show that your life is at risk?
She wonders if this family with proper documentation was denied, what kind of chance do others have?
We're seeing this program really fail Afghans who were the folks who stepped forward to back and support the U.S. government. The stakes are really, really high. And I think it's important for politicians to know that largely it's just a really inhumane response.
The same concern has lit a fire underneath Joe, especially in regards to the little response he received from elected leaders.
And it's just one of those things where it really frustrates me a lot. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? Why are you guys in those positions? Why are you guys like in power?
He provided ABC10 with his applications and correspondence to government offices. Few of his emails have been returned. The few emails he has received back were generic responses directing him to fill out forms he already had. One of the few responses he got back from a representative's employee was from Congressman Jim Costa, simply saying his request was sent to the Special Unit for Afghan Refugees. Now he has a strong message for them.
Do the right thing like you promised us to do, you promised all of us to do, and help my family get over here.